How to master the Trapper in Dead by Daylight. The Trapper is one of the most simple killers to play as, but using his traps effectively can be convoluted, so I have a few tips for you guys along with what build I believe is the best build for him. Before we get started though, if you guys want me to check out one of your builds, then drop it down in the comments, and I'll feature whichever comment has the least amount of replies under it. We'll start off by looking at the build. Corrupt Intervention, Deadlock, Agitation, and Iron Grasp, with the add-ons Honing Stone and Iridescent Stone, or Tension Spring. Both work pretty well with the Honing Stone. Corrupt Intervention is going to give us more time to put down our traps in the beginning of the match, and Deadlock is going to slow down their gen progression every time they complete one, while Agitation and Iron Grasp will allow us to take anyone to the basement from almost anywhere on the map, if we want or need to. With the add-ons, Honing Stone will make people get down if they get themselves out of a trap, while either Iridescent Stone or Tension Spring will reset the traps for us. There are of course other builds and add-on combinations you could try out if this playstyle isn't for you, so definitely try figuring out what works best for you. When placing traps, you want to try placing them around pallets, windows, and high traffic areas. This will be somewhat predictable, but unless the team is wasting time and running around disarming traps, this is going to help you a lot in chase, but also snagging random people walking around. When placing traps around pallets, you want to make sure you put it outside the pallet, not directly under it. This is because you want the trap to still hit the survivor even if they throw down the pallet. Otherwise, if the trap is underneath and they throw down the pallet, they can just jump right over it. You can also place traps near objectives, such as hooks and gens, not directly on top of them, but somewhere in the immediate area. Since people will be moving around them often, they are more than likely to step in it, especially if you put it in a hard to see spot. Another way to catch people off guard is putting a couple of traps in random spots, like an open area or random corner on a loop. Most people aren't going to expect these, and you only want to use a couple traps so you aren't relying on them, but you can definitely get survivors when you do this. If survivors are repeatedly disarming one trap, that doesn't mean you have to move it to a completely new area. Instead, just move it a little bit. For example, moving it from one side of the window to the other, or the same with the pallet, or just a little bit to the side. Survivors will come back expecting it to be in the original position, and will feel false reassurance when it's not there. I also personally like to trap the killer's shack with one trap at each door and the window. That way, if anyone tries to loop around it or the basement is there, it is a very strong area to trap since survivors rely on it a lot. I also have a few tips from my friend Michaelinator, who also created the build I featured today, and she's an amazing trapper main. She recommends to take advantage of not only tall grass, but also debris and dark areas for trap placements, since these are also very good for hiding your traps and can be applied in more areas. You also don't want to start off by using the strongest add-ons, that way you aren't reliant on them. Whoops. Also keep in mind it is okay to lose a few gens in the beginning of the match. As long as you have a proper setup, you can still come back and dominate the match. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you guys want to see some gameplay of these tips in action, then check out my YouTube video where I show you guys more in depth. Otherwise, consider dropping a follow and checking out my other platforms. I would really appreciate it.